People may think that you're not genuine with like a templated email, but it's all of the opposite, because everything that you've put into that email, right? The fact that you have it templated is so that you don't forget the detail. And the
Yeah.
only one that is going to benefit from you being on point and having all those details just spot on is the person that you're working with,
Yeah.
right?
It
And so
demonstrates my professionalism. I mean, it really, I'm able to say it and my grammar's correct, because I've taken time to do that, right? And I think that's the thing when you start and you start getting into a CRM and setting stuff up like that, you've just got a time block or whatever. And maybe it's, first hour of the morning before 8 o'clock, and you just commit to that and you put that time into it because let me tell you, it pays off. You
yes,
know, it pays off in the amount of time I have to work new clients, right? Or family time or whatever, however I want to use that free time. And it's created a consistent positive experience. So
I
yeah,
definitely feel that. I can agree with that as well.
you know, um, and that can be too, whether it's an action plan. I mean, you got to put the time into building them because, okay, you guys provide a lot of base action plans, which is great. But I think too, it's important that as an agent, you put your personal spin on it too. Like you could go and into those action plans, but then take it and it's got to be when an email comes out, it's got to be my voice, right? They got to
Mhm.
see who I am, my personality through that. So you guys are giving us some good generic starter points, but you can't just, I feel,
Rely. You
rely.
can't
You
rely.
got to
Yeah.
go and doctor it up because
I,
that's gonna,
I think you got the most success from the video, because that really puts you in front of the people where they
yeah.
heard you. They talk about tone, talk about everything. They with that little video and the fact that you had it emailed, text message, like you made it so accessible for them, and they know that, and they want to see this because they reached out to you.
Well, they see your
Oh,
face, they see your eyes, they see the genuine, and
yeah.
then you show some of your personality through it, and you keep it kind of 30 seconds or less, and just introduce yourself and kind of yeah. So um,
I used exactly what you did to another group of people that we deal with, Legal Shield, and they took it like fire. There's
yeah.
one guy that did it. He's got his nice little intro email. He's using it on his action plan, and everybody loved the idea. And I was telling, I was like, hey, if Renee can do it, y'all can do it,
Well, I
because
would say too,
you know,
because you had me set it up, so you helped me set this up. I did, have it as a YouTube video, and I have it as only if the link is shared, right?
right,
And we did a screenshot of like one of my
like a
images from the
thumbnail.
video, right?
Yep,
So where like you catch me in a smile, right?
yep, yep, yep.
Then we put that image in the email with the link that so all they had to do is click on the image and then we put the YouTube symbol on it, right? So at least it told people that
Like the
it was
play button.
YouTube. It was
Yeah.
the YouTube play button. So people are comfortable with YouTube, right?
And
So
the
you
short link, that's a
yeah,
valid YouTube short link, so nothing,
yeah,
no scammy nothing there.
I took that image of me, we put it in Canvas, we dialed it up some with a border and just different things like that. And then that's what was in there. And then it's just like, so it was communicated not only in the verbiage of, hey, click on this video, but it also had the visual of the YouTube pit, their symbol.
Yeah.
So you got to think of those things. You've got to be able to communicate visually sometimes and verbally, right? But again, you kind of helped me do that. And then too, what's nice when you do it that way is you can see in YouTube how often it was played too. You can see your overall,
You can
you
see in
know,
what countries it's played in.
yeah,
So you can see
I
if
did.
if it's in your area, if it's, if it's in your city and state, or did somebody magically pass my email off to somebody in Argentina? I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I
So,
mean, so that's been good. And I probably need to dive into that more. Again, there's so much. I always go in the belief I've been in the business 10 years and I still got a lot to learn. And I'm
but look at
constantly,
what you've done so far, right? Look at what
oh,
you've done so far and where you're at right now. I mean, that one, it's enough fire for you. Like you see the things that you need to do, so that's good that you have your own little kind of, compass that guides you, like especially your vision board, your 25% always moving up. that's huge. If you haven't had that type of vision, I don't think you might have gotten to where you are right now. But for anybody that doesn't have those little small things that I think these are just typical things that almost every agent you can Google and you'll find like, hey, get a vision board, do this, do that. But until you really start doing it and utilizing it for yourself, will you ever kind of get the benefit? And I think you're just a good example of, look at
Yeah.
if you just focus on a couple of things, get them done, and over a year increase, right? So piling on more things, you're going to get to a place where you're comfortable. You know what I
So
mean?
this year, like I said, I stopped paying late last year about this time for that monthly lead system, right? And
Right.
then I went into this year when I did my plan, my business kind of plan and projection, my goals and all of that, which I think is also very important to do. I was
Yeah.
like, I am going to this year, I'm not going to pay for anything up front. So I have closed, I think, 3 deals with the other onlines where I have to pay at closing. Okay. So I've done those. But other than that, I am not, I get those emails all the time like, do you need more leads? In fact, I just got one. How many leads would you like a week? No, I don't want them. Like, I don't want them. Like, I am good. I
That's
don't
funny that you say that because
because
everybody else would be like, give me the leads. You know what
well,
I
it's a
mean?
rabbit hole. You go down that rabbit hole, and I've done it before. We've all done it.
Yeah.
And then I spend like a couple hours a week or whatever, and it may just be one sitting to before I realize this is not really what I want.
Yeah.
And I've just wasted time. And I'm like, I am not doing that. I'm going, and I approach 2024 with, I am going to be organic. I'm going to focus on who's in my database, and I'm going to nurture those, send them. I'd much rather send, cards and spend extra money on stamps or whatever on my who's in my database versus running, going here, going there, and again, this is a year where some agents have struggled. I've had a great year, and it's because I kept my focus to my database. I didn't allow all these external, I mean, I get text messages, emails, calls a week, like we all of us agents do. Okay. I mean, we
Mhm.
just and I'm like, no, no, take me off your list. I don't even want to be on your list.
Yeah.
I got some if I did, yeah, I got some backups, but I just want to be focused on my database. And yeah, we got to communicate. And a big thing too, getting new people, it's about having the reviews online, having a really good bio that talks to who you are as an agent. Just doesn't give like a quick resume. No, you need to show your personality through that. In my opinion,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
want to read something and connect and not just feel like they're reading your some fluff or where you're just bragging or something. They want to read something that's genuine.
Yep. I think
So,
you've done
and
that.
you get new people, where do they go? They go in your database. They're the future to more clients down the road, right?
And then so if an agent would to look at this in the beginning of their career, so let's say they may have luck to bring on 10 people, right? Those 10 people have to be in their database. Next year, another 10, right? That 10, that next year, you're doing your drips. You know what I mean? You're following up. You're staying in touch.
Not losing sight of them.
You're not losing sight of them. And
Oh,
if you did an excellent job, bet on those people will come back and be repeat business. If not, they'll refer you to others. And so turning them into advocates, right, is the trick. I think you really kind of did that, is turn people into
I would
advocates.
much rather have my past clients market me than to me, paying here, paying there, trying this, trying that, because, it's like if you like the whole postcard thing, it's like if you don't commit to doing it for so long to a neighborhood, you're wasting your money. You can't just do it one here, one there. You got to stay
Stick with
committed.
it.
I'd much rather just ask, and my sphere is like I'm comfortable saying, "Hey guys, do you know of anybody?" Because I'm planning out my year for 2025, and I would, like to be able to help your friends and family. I don't have a problem. I'm totally comfortable with sending that kind of email to all my
Yeah.
past.
And I remember that when getting through closing, like when you're actually working with the people and you're in and like you're doing inspections, you've actually said to yourself, now I'm going to kind of pull some time away when there's some dead time and get a couple of cards in the people's hands, let them know the best way to appreciate you and all your hard work is to,
Oh,
to get the word out and to, to share your information with your family and friends. And and I think before you may have not like done that, consistently, but I remember you saying, you know what, now I've kind of worked that into my protocol, which is good, is laying down that foundation. I think agents, most agents don't do that. And then,
gotta ask for
keep
reviews. Okay. I
that
have a
too,
close.
the reviews.
I have a closing email that goes out, like a couple days before closing, week before, once we have it scheduled and everything. It gives what their to-dos. They got to schedule utilities, do whatever they got to do,
Yeah.
whether they're selling or they're buying. Okay.
Mhm.
But at the end of that closing email, it says, hey, here's the review links. You got to make it easy for them too, right? You got to give them the links. You maybe got to give them just some, like, what do you want them to
Suggestions.
talk
Yeah.
about? Like, is it your communication? Whatever it is, you
Yeah.
kind of
Help
give
them.
ideas, because people, like if someone asks me for a review, I'm like, oh, like
Deer in the
I know
headlights.
what but it's like deer in the headlights sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I procrastinate it, right? So I'm trying to make it easy for them. And then that's before closing. Then after closing, there's another one that just focused on asking for reviews. It's a standard email. It's one of my email templates, right?
Yep.
Saying that word, that goes out to them, and I send it out to them a couple times, kind of almost until they do it.
Make it happen.
I need those. I need to stay active
And you're finding people
on those
come from
accounts.
those testimonials, people that are reviewing you out and about, and they see your Google and they see your Zillow and all that stuff. They're circling back.
25% of my business that I've closed, and I've still got some that I'm getting there with them,
Offense, yeah.
has come from just organically from finding me on Zillow or Google. Okay. So again, my CRM has helped me feed that and helped me get those reviews. And then they go in my CRM and they stay in my CRM, and eventually they will help me grow my business by referring friends, families, or whoever, or they'll be
Circle of
buying our
life.
house. It is. It's like they start with the CRM by creating the reviews that they see and they read. And again, in my email template, I give kind of some example verbiage. Now, I've never really seen where someone has actually used that verbiage, but it gives them an idea of what to say, and then they can put it in their own words, right?
And
And
you see that happening.
and
So
it becomes searchable text, right? It's not just fluff. Like they're like, oh yeah, she was great. We loved her.
yeah,
Okay, that's
no,
great that you
those
loved me, but why did you love me?
right, 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 right. We need some
You
details,
know,
some meat and
some
potatoes.
details that are meaningful to my business, right?
Exactly. Because that
So
is what gets people to jump over the fence and say, I'm doing it. So,
CRM, I mean, we could go round and round about this, right? I mean,
right.
but CRM is a core of my business. I am running a business, okay? And I need that. I often think I often think my pool guy needs to have a CRM, because he could be like sending like, hey, check your water.
Yes,
This is
yes, deals. Yes, yes. No, he needs to
like
stay in
every
touch.
business could use that. I'm like, oh, I just do want to go and,
If he's going
and
into a
just be
specific
like,
community,
hey, have you ever thought about this? We know him and everything, and
hey,
he's
well, you put him in touch with me. I'll get him
because
situated. I'll
like
get his
you
action
could be
plans going up.
educating, because okay, I close my pool for X amount of months and then I open it and I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? Like, I'm not a pool expert, okay? So, but if someone was constantly saying, hey, did you check this? Did you make sure this? Did you, whatever?
See,
I'd
so
be
he
like,
could set up action plans for the follow up of his like. So if he's done a good job, like, and he puts it like onboarding, right?
yeah,
So once he's completed the business, he can start an action plan that will follow up with those people for, let's say, 2 months. And throughout that, there could, by him giving helpful suggestions, hey, by the way, hey, if at any moment you do see your pool turn green, call me. Don't call me 7 weeks later. Call me now. If you see that, if you see it going a
you're
hint to
having
green,
trouble keeping your
yeah,
chlorine,
yeah, something. And
what
then and he could definitely. And then what about, if he's going into a specific neighborhood? and he has his people by zip codes. Remember, we did that with you. We broke up everybody by zip codes and counties and that kind of stuff. What if he had his, and then he's going into a county and he says, "Hey, I'll be in next week in this county. Let me know. You got 25% discount on yada yada." He may,
I'll drop
he
off
may,
chemicals here, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh my.
no,
See, I mean, we could think of different ways. You and I have had
a
these kind of
CRM is huge, is a huge tool for
any
people
business,
with their business. You know what I mean? So
especially when you don't have the staffing to
you
do
gotta,
those.
yeah. Oh, you gotta leverage. You gotta definitely
Yeah.
leverage
So the
technology and systems.
CRM is like you said earlier, CRM is a member of my staff, right? I have to go in and trigger it, but I trigger it and it's done, and I'm consistent.
Yep.
All
Renee,
right.
I think we totally killed it today. I think we had a
Hey,
beautiful conversation, and I do think that if there's agents out there that are on the fence considering, you know, if you go to our website, you'll see that we've got an affordable. I think we've got a no contract option, right? For just $20 a month, you could
oh,
get
that's
bare bones CRM. Give me the opportunity, right, to maybe teach you some things. And then if you feel that you need all the bells and the whistles, well, then we can, add on different
that's
aspects such as the text messaging, you know what I mean? And so I really think starting out small, something with not a huge investment to really kind of show. But of course, with your recommendation, I think a lot of people would be like, oh no, I want what Renee wants or what Renee
Well,
got.
I think that's
You know what I
awesome
mean?
that you
So
you offer that introductory to get going, because for a new agent, they don't have a lot of money for expenses, but yeah, it's such a core of a business to get your business stabilized, right? And to have a common place where everybody resides and you can communicate. So yeah, $20 a month. I mean, that is so well worth it. I mean, I would recommend doing that over paying for any leads up front any day.
you know,
Pay for the CRM,
actually,
pay
now
for
that I'm
that.
thinking about it, it's the $25 is the no contract, but if you do the yearly, you'll get it at $20 a month.
Either
And
way,
so,
20,
but
25, even if it was 30, it's so well worth it, right?
yeah,
Um,
and I know
because
there's free options out there for people, but with free options, there comes a lot of limitations, and then the support sometimes
the
is not
support is
there. And so,
huge. I mean, it
so
really
for what you get for
is
free, you pay for free. And so sometimes paying
that.
something, giving you access to, you know, a wealth of knowledge of, and I'm not saying I'm a wealth of knowledge, but I've I've tried to give hints and put
Well,
you guys on to where you guys can make some money with it. You know what I mean?
yeah, you've been great in providing that personal support, but people also have to understand that they have got to set a schedule up to commit to being it, to kind of train themselves to use it. Because if it sits in the background and you don't get it, you only get into it once a week. Next thing you know, you're like, why am I even doing this? Right?
Yeah.
Because you really you only you just put your toes in the water. Like you got to go if you're going to pay, whether it's $20, whatever, 25 or a couple hundred for the year, whatever it is, you have got to be committed to it because that's the only way the tool is going to benefit and grow your business. Okay. Then you get it to a point, you get your email set up, you get your people set up, you get them set up. Then you're kind of in it as you need it, right? Which is
Yeah.
still going eye on it. You've trained yourself like, oh, I need to go in and see who I need to touch this week. You're thinking of it all the time. If you just buy into it and go into it once a week, you're not thinking of it. You're not, it has not been a core, it's not been in the front of your business.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to change your behavior so that it benefits you in the long run. Else
Absolutely.
you're not going to have that return of 37, 40, whatever percent of people coming from your sphere.
Which
Okay.
is huge because you're not paying commissions to anybody. You know what I mean? You're just essentially, I mean, you
I'm not
definitely,
constantly calling them hoping they answer the phone. They're coming to me because they're ready to pull
yeah,
the trigger, you know.
so many different things that come from it.
You
So
gotta you
it's
gotta
it's
have
a
a CRM.
must.
You
It's a
gotta have a
must.
CRM.
If you're thinking it, if you're on the fence, I would definitely reach out to us to see how we can help you, how myself can help you. But and I definitely thank you for spending the time and sharing your experience, right? Huge plugs, from the templates. But I think that you're honest with what really is pushing your business, and it's your templates. You know what I mean? And if people could, I guess, have this type of insight, with their business and utilize and see benefits from it. I mean, it's a game changer for well, it's been a game changer for you. And I do think that this is repeatable with anybody that has the time and effort. And like you said, it took you about a year to really kind of get to where we are right now. And so,
And I'm
you
constantly
know,
growing with it. Okay. I'm constantly growing with it. And that's the way you got to look at it. It grows with my business. My business grows. Everything grows in a positive direction. So
yeah.
yeah.
So thank you,
All
Renee.
right.
It was a pleasure, and maybe we do more of these down the line. So it's always a pleasure speaking to you and hearing your insight. You've always given me you've see, since I'm not a real estate agent at heart, I've been able to kind of like you've schooled me in the real estate game, which helps me, you know, connect with real estate agents. So
Yep.
I definitely think that, we've helped each other in this, and
That's the
so
thing. You have conversations, you learn from each other. I mean, you've shared some
you got
stuff
to.
that others are doing that's given me some insight on how I want to use it to, whatever. But yeah. So all right. Well, you talk to you later.
It was a
Bye.
pleasure.
All right.